Life in Balance is brought to you by Medical City.
Happy day and welcome to this episode of Life in Balance. So, as you can see, Dawn isn't here. Dawn, where you at? Come on. All right, so today we're switching the roles and Dawn is going to be hosting and he's going to be interviewing Claude and I, who is a local artist, because we have a new song coming out. So we're going to be teaching Dawn some tips and tricks. He's also going to interview us. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned in this episode of Life in Balance.
Happy day and welcome to this episode of Life in Balance. And today we're switching things up a bit as I will be taking over as host and the Destiny Cruz will be our interviewee.
Half a day,
Miss Destiny Cruz.
So this
episode will be focused on one of your many hats. So for those of you who don't know, Destiny Cruz over here is Pacific News Center's lead anchor, co-host and co-producer for Life in Balance and My Story. And what's your favorite hat of them all that I didn't mention?
My favorite hat of them all that you didn't mention?
Yes.
I am a singer on the side, and that is my most favorite hat of all.
So how long have you been a singer, songwriter? How long has that been?
I always find it funny, or not funny, but interesting when people can pinpoint when exactly they started singing. But for me, I've just sang for as long as I remember existing. And I grew up around a very musical family. There was always music in my household. My three sisters are all interested in music. So I grew up listening to them writing music, playing instruments. Same with my dad and also my grandparents. So I grew up singing with my grandparents' choir at church. And it was a full Manamku choir. So I was like the only child there singing Chamorro music with them. So that's really like how I found my passion. It's just in my DNA.
So Miss Cruz over here has actually a new song coming out.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I have a new song. It's called Picture Us. It's featuring Claude, who's also another local artist. He's incredibly talented. He's also only 18, which I was so surprised by, because you know, you assume that, you know, the older that people are, that they're more experienced, and of course that can never amount to, oh, this is how talented you are just because you've had this much experience. But he's so young and so incredibly talented. So yeah, anyways, sorry, I kind of like divvied out of there, but Picture Us, Claude actually messaged me and he was like, I would love to work with you. And so we went back and forth about what our musical inspirations were. And I actually had 2 songs that were unfinished. And so I sent him what is now Picture Us. And then within a week, we finished the song completely, and it is what we have now.
On top of all of that, you're also going to school at Guam Community College, GCC.
Woo!
How do you balance being a host for 2 TV shows, being the lead anchor, and let's not forget you're also a reporter on top of that, songwriter, all of that, while still going to school? How are you able to do that?
Honestly, a lot of time management, trying my hardest to balance all of those things. Literally, Life in Balance has helped me kind of figure out how to manage that. I can't really say how exactly, you know, I do manage it other than time management, and also the support of everyone here at PNC, especially Dawn. Dawn is honestly the most understanding person, so I really credit it to my team here at PNC. Also Kent, you know, everybody here is just very supportive, and also of course my family. Everybody just really helps me stay balanced. It is difficult, but it's manageable.
Quick shout out to Kent. He's our videographer and creative director over here.
Yes, the best.
But so in regard to that, you've been with Sorensen Media Group PNC for over 2 years now, or is it 3?
I'll be going on 3 in August.
So you started off, can you tell me how you started off with the company?
So I first came here as the weather anchor, and from there I actually started TV hosting for Welcome Home, which is a segment that we used to do. And then from there I got in to Community Calendar, and then I started doing lifestyle reporting, and then I moved on to become a reporter, and then eventually an anchor. So that's my little journey here.
So you've been in front of the camera in your 3 years here at Sorensen Media Group, PNC.
Yep.
And I have been here for a year, almost a year now.
Yay!
Any tips you can give? Obviously it's only been a year, but in our line of work, that's still relatively young. And I'm comfortable in front of the screen as a reporter, but right now I'm very much out of my comfort zone.
That's okay.
Any tips you can give to me and to anybody who's looking to host a TV show, a podcast? Because people forget, like, I'm trying to forget that the camera's there.
Yeah.
but it's like right here and I'm trying to look at it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to give you my attention. Any tips you can give me and our viewers on how to be a good host and how to remind people that the show is not, even though you're the host, the show is not
Right.
centered around you.
Exactly.
I'm giving you this platform right now. Life and Balance is giving you this platform
Yeah.
right now. Anything you can give the people.
Well, I think you hit it right on the head. You yourself are not the focal point of the episode. I think what's really important to acknowledge is who you're highlighting. So whoever is your interviewee, you always want to make sure that you're focusing fully on what they have to say. And I think a lot of the times we are so worried about what we're going to ask next that we're not really listening to what somebody has to say. So I think listening intently is something that's very important, not even just for, TV purposes, but just in general, to just give respect to what people are talking about because it's something that is important to them. And then as far as hosting, I think it's really important to remain true to who you are. So, my style of hosting may be different from what you are comfortable with, and that's totally okay. Like, literally, just be yourself, really.
Right. And, on top of being yourself, on top of because there are times where you are listening intently,
Yes.
you are giving your full attention, but you're out of questions, right? So, and I got asked this the other day from my neighbor,
Yep.
like, how do you keep asking questions? I said, fall back to the 5 W's. Do you
Yes.
think that's something people need to get ingrained if they come into the TV side of things, the 5 W's?
Yes, I think that, for the most part, we're really focused on trying to get to know the person. So you might have prior knowledge to who you're interviewing, but, those watching don't necessarily know who your interviewee is. So it's really important to establish those basic questions, like who you are, what do you do, why, those basic things. And then when you run out of questions, I think it's important to ask, maybe turn the tables around and say, well, what is it that you would like to share that I maybe did not cover, So
Right.
just to invite your interviewee to share as well is really important.
Right. And on that notion, why this song? Why Picture Us? Why now?
I think everything just aligned. I think for the most part, I work by myself and I'm very used to, when I was growing up, I was really used to having people around me to bounce ideas off of. But of course, as we got older, we all moved out of the house. We're on our own now. I was really looking for a community to be a part of. And so I'm so grateful that Claude reached out to me, and it just worked out perfectly. And I don't want to hold on to the song. I would love to share it. And
One last quick advice, because I play guitar
Yes.
also, but in terms of music, in terms of releasing this, it's part of you know what I mean? Like this song that you and Claude came up with together, and you're releasing it out to the world for criticism, for joy, and people are scared about that. It's the same thing with here being a TV host,
Right.
being in the news, you're subject to criticism, you know what I mean? You, of course, you have your supporters, you have your fans, but you also have critics out there.
yes.
How do you feel, like what advice do you have for people to just let go and just produce whatever product it may be, whether it's a photograph, a video, a song? What advice do you have to say, just let it go and let the world hear it, because that's your passion, you want people
Yes.
to listen? What advice do you have on that?
I think we've talked about this so many times. With anything, I think it would be we would be lying if we said that we didn't care about how other people perceived what we released. But I think that if that overtakes your passion and your intention, then I think you're not in it for the right reason. And I think the most important thing is to just be passionate about it. And if you like it, that's all that matters. If you like what you create, it shouldn't matter what other people think. And that's my greatest advice, because it's really hard to have thick skin sometimes, especially in the line of work that we're in. You know, especially as a female, it's harder when you're subject to criticism. But for the most part, I remain grounded in the fact that I know who I am, I know what I like, and that's really what matters.
Right, and I totally agree with that. You know, if at the end of the day, if you like your product, then other people will too. And that's all for this segment.
Yes.
Stay tuned as I put Destiny's hosting skills to the test.
You got this. I believe in you.
That makes one of us.
You got this, Dawn.
Thank you.
Up next, I interview local musician and producer Claude on how the Picture Us collab came to be.
Memories on memories, that's what you left me with. Best friends, now we enemies. Swear it don't make no sense. Wish I could rewind and go back in time where I made the decision that would make you part of my life.
Welcome back to Life in Balance, and I'm joined with Destiny's partner. I'm sorry, I always mispronounce your name.
It's Claude.
Claude.
Yeah, Claude.
So, how did this? So you got a song coming up May 20th.
Right.
Picture Us. How did this collaboration with you and Destiny Cruz happen?
Well, it pretty much started off when I was on Instagram scrolling through my friend's story, and then I happened to see her showcasing Destiny's song on the radio, and then from there I was like, "Who's this?" Because you know I want to like I love to meet new creatives in the music scene. So, with that being said, I DM'd Destiny and pretty much asked her if she would be willing to collaborate sometime, and then she replied like a month later, and then and then after that we went ahead and emailed me 2 demos of her songs that are like still in the works, and then from there like one of them was the Picture Us one, so I chose that one, and then from there we just back and forth sending each other's vocals, and yeah, so that's pretty much how it.
Yeah, so talk about the process. I understand this was
Right.
mostly done through email, right? You guys
yeah.
hardly met up until the finished product was about to come out. How was that like?
It was really, really smooth, honestly. Like, she taught herself how to send like stems, which is the individual vocals, and we really just went back and forth, and it was very, very smooth. Like, it was very, very easy.
Did you guys finally meet towards the ending of the song to finalize some stuff, or the song was finalized and you guys didn't even meet up in person yet?
Yeah, the song was finalized and we never met in person yet until we shot the cover art. Mm-hmm.
So how was that like? Is this your first big song drop, first big music video drop coming up, or?
I guess in terms of the production, yeah, it is like the production with the cover art and the song, and yeah, I think this is my first time for this type of song.
Wow, and you're fairly young. You're around 18, 20 years old.
I mean, today's my birthday, so
yeah,
I turned
happy birthday!
19.
I was gonna shout that out at the end. So
It's all good.
So how is that like being a musician? Can you go into more what you do as a musician, as a producer, creating your own tracks? How is that process like, and when did you discover this is what you want to do at such an early age?
Yeah, so I pretty much, as a musician, I just literally I have my own home setup at my house, and whenever I feel like I want to create, I go ahead and create, and just whatever's on my mind. I see music as like my outlet for whatever it is that I'm going through, whether it's like happiness or like sadness or whatever it is. I'll go ahead and just hop in the studio and just write. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's where I find my peace.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So.
when did you start doing this? When you were a kid or into your later teen years?
Yeah, most definitely. I was very, very into like music at a very young age, whether it was dancing. I remember I would write lyrics of like songs and like memorize them and stuff. And then 5th grade, I wrote my first like little rap. And then it wasn't until 2018 when I decided to write again because I was kind of like going through like this dark moment in my life. And then I just decided to write something just to, get it off my head and put it on the paper and not let it affect me anymore. So
Right, so you
yeah.
think this is like a good creative outlet to just express all the emotions. That's how it
Most
started.
definitely, yeah.
So we'll go back into the song "Picture Us."
Yeah.
I listened to it. Dope track.
Appreciate
It's
it.
more of an like it gives me this R&B hip hop feel. Is that more of your style of? Is that more of your genre, or are you not exclusive to this one? Because I play guitar and I primarily listen to punk rock, but I
Right.
like listening
Ooh,
to
nice,
all types
nice.
of different genres from R&B, country. How are you just exclusive to this hip hop feel?
I mean, it's a dope genre to do, most definitely. But at the same time, I don't really like to stick to one genre as much as possible because I like to be versatile. I like to like step outside of the box and experiment with different sounds and different beats of music, just so that I don't get trapped as like, oh, he's just the R&B artist, oh, he's just a hip hop artist. You know what I mean? So I try to like branch out.
Right. And is this your first time like doing a major collaboration? Like I know we talked about this your first major feature like music drop. Was your first time doing like collaborating with someone to this scale? Or
Maybe not to this scale, but I think I have collaborated with my friend who's same, like pretty much we're in the same like age group, and his name is Hans, but he goes by artist name Zahir, and we worked on a song with that was produced by Jed, so shout outs to Jed, and we pretty much collaborated on the song. The song was called Go Back, and it racked up about like 30K plus streams on Spotify, which is pretty crazy.
that's dope. And to
Yeah.
close it all off is for any words of encouragement for people looking to get into the music industry, especially here in
yeah.
Guam. I'm from Saipan. Everyone's trying to find a creative outlet. Any
Right.
words of encouragement for our viewers out there?
I mean, I like this question a lot. So to anybody that has a passion in music and is looking to pursue it, I really suggest that you surround yourself with the right energy. So make sure you're surrounded by people who are as passionate as you, because I've experienced that myself, where I was around people who didn't really want it as bad as I did. So that kind of like had me in a very deep ditch in my career. But as soon as I transitioned to surrounding myself with people who really, like they really wanted it bad and they were truly passionate about it, that's when my career started to go up and up and up, and it's just, here it is now. And so, yeah, surround yourself with the right people because energy is very contagious. And just keep believing in yourself, trust the process. You're gonna go through a lot of highs, you're gonna go through a lot of lows. You just gotta be ready for all of it. But at the end of the day, just never quit. Just keep going, keep putting the hours, and you'll make it.
Right on. Well, tune into the next segment where we go into further when we finally hear the song drop. And happy birthday once again. Thank you for showing up on such short notice,
Thank you
Nice to
guys
finally
as
meet
well.
you in person.
For sure.
And stay tuned.
Up next, we have Destiny and Claude going live on Power 98. Welcome back to Life in Balance. Debuting their new summer single on the airwaves, Destiny and Claude hopped on the party wave with Power 98's very own Brandy J.
Oh yeah, you're rocking with Brandy J here on the Party Wave on Power 98 on this Friday afternoon. And you know what? I got some special guests in the studio right now. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. We got Claude and Destiny.
What's
And,
up?
I'm so excited. Welcome, guys. You
Oh
got
my
a new
goodness.
single out right now. Tell me a little bit about this song that you guys collaborated on. So is this the first time you've collaborated together?
Yes.
It is. Tell me how that came about. How did you two meet?
So
How did it, tell me the
Take it away,
tell me
Claude.
the story.
I'll let you know. Okay, so it pretty much started with me scrolling through Instagram, and then.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, you're slid in the DMs.
Oh no,
Oh,
not
okay.
yet, not yet. I came across the homie Althea's story, and then she was pretty much showcasing one of Destiny's songs, which was on the radio. And then that's when I DM'd her, and then I was pretty much wondering, like, you know, if Destiny would be down to like collaborate at some point, because I really like genuinely felt that we would create something like super insane. So from there, like, yeah, I reached out, and then she got back to me like a month later.
Fashionably late. Yes.
Yeah, from there we just went back and forth, sending
Yes.
each other drafts, and here we are now, you know.
Yes, it
How
was
did
a
it
very,
happen?
it was a really, really, really smooth process. Like the songwriting process was largely co-written by the both of us. So
Okay.
anything that you hear us singing, we both wrote. We literally just went back and forth, and the song was finished within a week.
What studio did you guys record at?
Okay, so we pretty much just sent each other vocals, because she has her own home setup and I
Yeah.
have my own home setup. So we just went back and forth. So we
Yeah.
never met in person,
Never.
nothing
This
until like.
is so cool. It's like,
yeah.
wow.
It's like really the epitome of like the digital
It's like a
age.
musical blind date or
No,
something.
seriously, we literally did not meet until the song was completely finished.
So talk to me about this song. What is it about? What's the title and everything?
So the title is pretty much Picture Us, and I guess the theme of it is like love at first sight.
We hope that everybody who listens to it just has, it's not a very serious song, it really is meant to touch you emotionally. You know what I mean? Like we want to make you feel happy, we want to make you feel good when you're listening
Summer
to it.
vibes,
So it's
right?
definitely
Good
a
vibes,
summer
good
song.
vibes.
Yes, good vibes. A very
Picture
summery
of,
song.
okay, so you guys believe in love at first sight?
Ooh, I don't
mean,
know.
this is what your song's about.
Sure.
Like,
Sure, I guess.
Yeah,
so.
I think
I'm gonna
in some
say hi
cases
again.
It happens.
it does
I'm gonna put
happen.
myself out there.
Okay.
I'm a host romantic. I
Yes.
completely believe in
You
this.
go,
So
girl.
I believe in this song.
We believe in
and
it.
the message of this
appreciate
song. And I'm so stoked. Thank you guys for being here and sharing your music with us. We are about to debut it, guys. Claude featuring Destiny, Picture Us. You heard it here on Power 98. We're playing Guam's best in music. Here we go.
I think I like you, I really do. I cannot let the way I'm feeling. My heart is racing, got butterflies. Oh, baby, boy, you got me acting just a little bit crazy. Hoping that I can maybe see you on a daily. Trust me, baby, you need me, boy, you really wanna see me lounging out in my bikini. Doesn't that sound so appealing? Oh, imagine you and me, or baby, me on you. Why, baby, be alone when it could be us two? Picture us on an island, smiling. Baby, there's no need for wine and dining. I'm a simple girl, I don't want the world. Baby, I just need you.
Yeah. Picture us in a penthouse view, living life to the fullest every night. Ain't nothing that I need in this world. All I really need is you by my side. I hope you know I ain't a one-night stand type of man. So if you give me the chance, I'ma do all that I can. I'ma please you, baby. I'ma treat you with respect. Give you something you won't forget. Girl, I swear you won't regret. One look was all it took. Took a hit and now I'm hooked on that. Girl, if I could, I would give you the world I should. You're a simple girl, I'm a simple guy. Put your hand in mine and I'ma take you to the finish line.
Picture us on an island, smiling. Baby, there's no need for wine and dining. I'm a simple girl, I don't want the world. Baby, I just need you.
Girl, that smile a masterpiece. Let me.
Can we be expecting a video for this anytime soon?
Can we?
Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
I say yes.
If Guam wants it, if Guam wants it.
If you guys want, I mean,
Guam wants it.
y'all.
I'm speaking for it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yo, that would
Let
be
us know.
sick.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
All right, guys. Well, I'm loving the song. It's on repeat already. I'm letting you know right now. Where can our listeners find the song?
Yeah, so they can pretty much find it anywhere that's, any platform that streams music, whether it be Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, or
Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora.
Yes.
TikTok.
TikTok,
It should be on Instagram Music as well.
Instagram Music. It's everywhere, guys. It's
Yeah.
everywhere. It's global.
Everywhere.
It's so good to hear this quality of music coming out of
Yeah.
here. You know, it
For
really
sure,
is.
yeah.
Keep it coming, guys. I'm gonna keep playing.
Thank you
it.
for all the support. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Always,
For
thank you
sure,
so
yeah, for
much
sure.
for keeping the art alive in the community.